Hey everybody, I'm Eddie Wilmot. Join us today as we're about to take this one out. I've got Teresa with me. She's going to give you a review on the Pillion side of things. This is the new Suzuki GSXS GT. So I'll give you my opinion, and obviously Teresa will give you her usual opinion as a Pillion. So if you want to know more about this bike, you want to know what it rides like, then just join us after the intro. Say hello, Teresa. Join us after the intro. We'll tell you what we think. Okay, jumping on the bike. Feels great. Dash, love the dash. Dash is great. Mirrors really good. Set up very easily and no problem. The gearbox though, I know it's got the quick shifter on it. It's nothing like the quick shifter on the Booster. It's quite, it feels quite clunky, to be honest with you. So at the moment I'm just going to use the clutch until I get onto some more open roads. Okay, so yeah, first impressions are good. Yeah, it's quite roomy, it's quite big on the back for a Pillion passenger, it seems it. Seating position is pretty much the same as my GSXS Phantom that I had, the GSXS1000 Phantom. Yeah, this gearbox is very clunky. Is the only way. I suppose maybe I'll just get used to it, it'll be fine, I'm sure. Right, so well, basically we're going to go and pick some fuel up, and you can rejoin us on some much better roads, and we'll see where we go. This has actually got your modes as well. It's got A, B and C, so we'll be trying those out as well as we go along. At the moment it's set in B and the fueling seems really smooth, so join us on some better roads. I must say, we've gone through some of the modes, and I would honestly say A mode, you'd only ever use that on the track. It pulls really well from low down in 6. In B mode, it's I've got the traction control set on 2, but I'm not expecting any issues with that side of things on a day like today. I would assume C mode you'll use in the rain, and when it's a bit slippy or cold. But B mode seems to be the best fueling. In A mode, what tends to happen is it must be controlling the throttle response, because when you hit a bump, it feels like you're jerking, and it must be just moving the throttle in your hand such a tiny bit, it's enough to give an input. So yeah, mode A, I would 100% say you would only use that for track days. However, mode B, the fueling is really good. It's superb. It feels very smooth, exceptionally smooth. It's definitely, the fueling is better than my Phantom was. My Phantom. Oh, this gearbox is it's quick responsive. I'll give it that. But yeah, it does feel very jerky. The quick shifter. I think so far I've found changing down towards a junction with the auto blipper, it's really good. And the engine braking on the bike is absolutely excellent. Changing up, I think you really need to be using the clutch when you're changing. Let's just see. Yeah, if you're trying to give a nice ride to a Pillion, you need to be using the clutch. It feels very jerky. However, if you are tramping on a little bit, then it does snick in really smoothly. But the feel on the gear lever is very different to anything I've ridden. I'm going to call it different. I'm not going to be too negative about it. That's something that you need to take it out and see how you get on with it. Because I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm finding it. I don't think this is the same system that's on the Booster. The Booster is so slick. It's slick everywhere, from low down to high up. It's absolutely brilliant gearbox. So I don't know if they've done something a little bit different for this. I'm finding the wind buffeting a bit it's quite windy sat on here, and yet today's very, very mild as far as wind's concerned. But I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to buy an aftermarket double bulb screen, and that will soon put a stop to that. Handling, it's absolutely great. It's going into the corners, lovely, tracking really, really sweet. I've got Teresa on the back, and you don't really know she's there, so as far as two up riding, it seems to be set up really, really well. I'm quite impressed with this. Taking it, like I say, through the corners handling wise, and yeah, I am impressed. Braking on it, the braking, front brake is absolutely superb, and the rear brake is, again, there's two of us on this bike and we're not lightweights, and it still has a response, so I'm quite impressed with that. So at the moment, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Like I say, fueling wise, absolutely great. Only in mode B though. I don't know what power you're losing. I feel it's more going to be your response. Pulls away lovely. Yeah, it's very responsive even in mode B. I really don't think you're going to be using mode A on the road, unless you really are whacking it around and keeping up with your mates, yeah, especially solo. What we're trying to do today is give you a real world review, you know, just taking it out, riding around on your country lanes, and, you know, possibly thinking about whether good touring and things like that on this machine. Like I say, the pickup on the bike is really, really good. It's from low down gears, there seems plenty of torque. You don't necessarily need to rush it or, you know, or race it. Okay, let's just let's just give her a little tickle and see what she's like. Top gear roll on. Yes, nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see how she tracks around here. Oh, it's very, very well balanced. Like I say, again, there's two of us on this, and it's very well balanced. Right, I don't think I'm going to go on about the gearbox anymore, because maybe this is just me and it just feels a bit different. So yeah, this is something you need to make your own mind up about. It's not something I'm enjoying that much, but like I say, there could be more to it, and I could be doing something I shouldn't be doing. So I have ridden quick shifters before. I've not had any issues with them before. In fact, I've found them absolutely superb. So we'll leave that one for now. At around 50 to 55, there is a quite annoying noise. I'm assuming it's the wind coming off some part of the bike, but it's like a drone, a rumbly drone is the only way I think I can put it. You might not be able to pick it up on the camera, but yeah, it's not. It's really weird. It's almost like you got something whistling through your helmet or drumming through your helmet. It's a strange one, that. Again, I would imagine a nice double bubble screen on here, take the wind over your helmet, maybe you'd be alright. If you're a bit shorter than me, you probably wouldn't have trouble anyway. Alright, as far as seating position goes, I'm just over 6 foot, and I'm finding it absolutely fine. You can flat feet it both sides. The bike, again, it doesn't feel heavy. I'm not going to give you the stats. If you're looking at this bike, then you're going to go onto the internet and have a look at them yourself. So it's part of the buying process, I think. So rather than somebody throwing them at you, I think it's a good thing to just go and do it yourself. It's riding very, very, very well. But then again, I expect nothing less from a Suzuki, if I'm honest. And I'm really enjoying this. And like I say, it tracks really well. We've just gone around the roundabouts with no issues at all. I think if you're on a sports bike and you want something a bit more sit up, and there is two of you going out, I think you need to come and take this for a test drive, because I think you're going to be quite impressed with it. The seat, yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable. it's a new seat, it's not bedded in. I think the bike's only done 600 miles, so you know that's something that you can always change a seat anyway. You can always improve a seat, so that's no problem at all. The GSXS has got traction control, which has got multiple settings, so you can find what suits you best. So have it to the point where you can have a little play on it, or a big play on it if you want, down to extremely safe. There's plenty of power on here. Also, it has cruise control, which we haven't tried yet. So if you're loading your bike up and disappearing down to the docks or wherever you're going off to afar, that's going to be an absolute bonus to you, because obviously it's going to save you right time from having to hold on all the time. So yeah, I think that's an added thing for the GT, and a good thing as well. You know, there's nothing worse than having to sit at a steady, constant speed on the motorway and trying to keep your throttle steady. So we haven't tried it yet. I don't know how responsive it is or how it works, whether it when it slows down it goes flat out onto the speed, or what it does. But well, I might try and jump onto the A1 in a little while and see if we can give that a bit of a test. But yeah, I think that's a good thing, and you know, for touring as well, especially, I think it's well worth having. I really hope this is coming across as how good this is around the bends. It probably isn't to the camera, but it feels so smooth. If you are a smooth rider, you're going to really enjoy this. It's absolutely lovely. Again, we're doing real world speeds. I've had people comment on my videos before, oh yeah, with 1000cc, you know, you've done is tickle it, you didn't go over 2000 revs. There are certain amounts of footage you cannot put on YouTube. You are just asking for trouble if you do. So let me assure you, we do try to test bikes. Not to the limit, because I'm not good enough for that, but we do test them to a point. But like I say, the traction of this it's lovely, absolutely lovely. The bars seem the perfect width apart, and coming into the bends, you're not sitting there. It's just easy. It's very, very easy, especially coming off a sports bike. This is a very, very easy bike to ride. God, I love all these little villages. We're so lucky to live where I live, to be able to come and find all these roads and little villages and just stay out of the way of everybody. I do enjoy my riding, I must admit, and it's lovely to come out on something new and fresh. I am finding it quite hard to give Teresa a nice ride. I don't know what she's going to say at the end, or whether it's just me thinking I'm not doing such a good job. So we'll have to see what Teresa thinks. But I am struggling for a smooth ride. I mean, on your own, what's he doing? Oh, thanks, mate. Oh, what a lovely place to park. As you go on the internet, you can't park it there, mate. That's ridiculous. Just place it the other way. I suppose it's easy to comment when you're coming up to him, but obviously in the driving seat he obviously didn't think that was a problem. Maybe if you look back at the footage, if there's any chance he's watching, he might realise that it wasn't such a good idea, especially as he could have just faced it the other way around. I absolutely love the sound of the exhaust on this. The sound of the engine coming through the exhaust is really deep and throaty. I can only imagine it can only ever be improved with some sort of a can on it. It does sound absolutely lovely. Again, changing down with this quick shifter, it's excellent. It feels clunky through the gear shift. As we always try to give an absolute fair review with every bike, and I try to take every bike on its own merits, this bike has got lots and lots and lots of positives, so anything negative we say, you know, it's just our personal opinion. But one of the things I'm finding at the minute is, well, my family jewels are going to sleep. There is room to move around on the seat, so it's not a simple case that, you know, you're in a stuck position, so you can move around on it. But I can only put that down to the position that I'm sat in, and it can also be down to your clothing as well. I've got some Dragon jeans on, and maybe things aren't sitting right as they should do. So I can't blame the bike for that, but yeah, it's something that I've noticed. These mirrors are excellent. They are out in the right, they've got the right amount of control over them. I got on it and they were completely out, and I moved them to where I needed them to be, and there was no issue at all. They've got the movement to be able to do that. Again, we're coming down another one of our, I won't say favourite routes, but it's one of the routes we use, especially with test riding. We get a bit of everything, a bit of open road, and a bit of nice twisty stuff. Yeah, if you are using the revs a little bit more, the quick shifter does seem to be a bit smoother. So that's something that perhaps if you're a harder rider. I think if you are a sports bike rider, let me tell you, you will really enjoy this. The brakes are excellent. Going down the gearbox is great. In fact, look, this engine braking is fantastic. That was all engine braking. Didn't touch the brakes at all. It's a lovely scenery we're in. So yeah, I think you'll find that whatever sort of riding you do, you will enjoy doing it. And like I said, it tracks really well. It goes around the bends. Obviously I know we're using bigger bars, and I'm used to, so you have to excuse me, I keep burping. The bigger bars are going to help you to turn it in easier and faster, and that's exactly what it does do. Absolutely, yeah, it's lovely. Okay, right, the more I'm riding this, the more I'm beginning to wonder what Suzuki's plan was for it. They have made the GSXS bigger, they have made it a bit more for a Pillion. Having said that, at the moment I am finding I'm quite uncomfortable, and so I'm going a bit numb. Again, that might just be down to that might just be down to clothing. I'm finding the bike very much fun to ride, so please, this is now going to be just my personal opinion, and please don't take it on board and detract you from thinking of trying and buying this bike. But this is what I'm thinking. Suzuki has set this up as a Grand Tourer. Now if I was going to go touring, without a shadow of a doubt, I would not pick this. I would go straight for the V-Strom. If I'm a touring type guy, I'd have the V-Strom 1050 with all the bells and whistles, and that bike is absolutely superb. I've done a review on it if you want to check it out. I'll try and put the clip up above. So right, so touring wise, yeah, not so much. So now let's go for a sports tourer, let's say. But Suzuki's got the Busa, and I will be honest with you, the Busa compared to this, I would pick the Busa all day long. Again, I did a review on the Busa if you want to check that one out. The Busa is obviously sublimely quick. It would be superb for touring, and it's very comfortable. on both, which I found maybe the Booster's more of a sporty seating position, and I find that more comfortable. I don't know. So for me, if I was going to do that, then I would, yeah, I'd definitely go for the Booster. So touring wise, I go for the V-Strom, and obviously speed and going out with your mates, I go for the Booster. And the new Booster 2021, I think it was now, is fantastic at cornering. It's absolutely superb. It's like riding a GSXS1000 but more comfortable. So the way I feel about this one is it's a lot of fun, but if you just wanted to have just a lot of fun and come off a sports bike, I'd probably just go for the GSXS1000, unless you're too up and you just want to scratch around the lanes and everything, then this might be the right bike for you. You know, the Booster might be too much, and the V-Strom may be a bit too much on the touring side. So again, please go down to Two Wheel Centre, give this a test ride, make your own mind up. This is just my personal opinion. I know there isn't one bike that suits everybody's needs for everything. I've always said this, I think really I need 3 or 4 bikes so I can say, well, today I want to do this, so then another day I want to go out on a sports bike, or now we want to do a bit of touring and go on holiday. So to be honest with you, I think it's very, very difficult to have one bike to do everything. However, I feel Suzuki's already covered this type of bike with the other machines they've got. So would I class it as an in-between those two? Maybe it fits in between them, so it's not quite as toury and it's not quite radical as the Booster. Having said that, it is just, the engine is so responsive and so powerful, it's like having a sports bike engine. So maybe we're trying to hit that market where sports bike riders are. So yeah, like I said, please go and test ride it. Don't just take my opinion. My opinion doesn't really mean anything. I just I take them out and enjoy them, and I must admit I still am enjoying riding this bike. I will say this is a very, very easy bike to do what you want to do on it. But again, so lots of others in the Suzuki range. I do hope that the sound of this exhaust is coming through on this on the GoPro, because it does sound really, really nice. It's got so much torque. I love the engine brake, and I think that's superb. I'm hardly able to touch the brakes. It's absolutely perfect for a Sunday blast. Absolutely spot on. And maybe a weekend away, you know, finding some nice lanes and stuff like that. Yeah, it might be excellent for that as well. I don't know if there's any luggage that you can get for it. I would assume there will be. So I'm sure Suzuki will do something in the way of panniers and boxes and things like that. But that's something you need to talk to your Suzuki dealer about. It's not something we found out today. It's fueling, it doesn't seem to be burning a lot of fuel. It seems to be doing around, well, we've had it about 50 to the gallon, 2 up, which I think is excellent. And again, we're not dragging it all over the place. So yeah, it's still not that house down yet. It's a lovely bike to be out on, I've got to say. Coming up to some of my favourite bends, and the road surface on this is a bit undulating, and they're good bends, and I've ridden most bikes around here, so That engine braking is awesome. Yeah, it is. It handles exceptionally well. Suspension is really good. Brakes are really good. It's to be fair, I would expect nothing less from Suzuki. I am a bit of a Suzuki fan, as you probably already know and already gathered. Although we have had Hondas and things like that, and I do like all bikes, but yeah, it rides lovely, absolutely lovely. Well, to be honest with you, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Look at these two. Shorts. No, that can't be right. Surely they must have more common sense than that. Okay, time to take this baby back. Taking it back to two-wheel centre, and we'll do what we think at the end, and then we'll see what Teresa thinks. So stay tuned and see how Teresa felt on the bike. Thank you again, Two Wheels, for lending us this bike. Okay, let's have a little sum up on this then. This is a Suzuki GSXS GT. We've just taken it out. A couple of things to note: it has got traction control. And it's got the usual everything that Suzuki's digitally have. Dash digital, which I think you've seen anyway on the video, but I'll show it starting up. There you go. Okay, so summing up then, I found it very, very difficult to give a nice ride for a Pillion. A lot of it could be just the fact that we've only done 50 miles, and you know, it could be a lot down to how I've ridden it. But in mode A you would never use unless you're going on track. I've had it in mode B, which has got plenty of power, plenty of zip. It's basically pretty much the same as the GSXS1000. But yeah, I just found it very, very snatchy. The quick shifter on it I found very difficult, low down, high. If you're revving it out a bit, yeah. I'm just trying to work out what this bike's trying to be. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a Grand Tourer. I think it's more a sit-up sports bike that they're trying to tell you is a Grand Tourer. Anyway, look, let's get Teresa's point of view, see what she thought. Like I said, we've done 50 miles, and yeah, going back to would I spend my money on this bike, and the answer would be no. I wouldn't buy it. But again, please, you test drive one first. You can make a decision on it, because other people might find it differently. Right, Teresa, let's get you out your sunshine. So, sweetheart, what did you think to it on the bike?
At the beginning, I thought it was great.
Okay. It's got plenty of room. You can see, can't you?
Just.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, where you're supposed to sit.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm 5'6", you're 6'1".
Yeah.
I could just see a bit in front, not immediate in front.
Yeah.
But then, as time went on, it felt like it was snatchy and throwing me like this all the time. And then, because where I was sat, I had to move back because I kept hitting your helmet.
Yeah,
every time
did hit the helmet
changed,
a couple of times.
Every time you changed gear or you slowed down, it'd really.
I mean, some of that could be down to the fact, obviously, I'm not used to it, but I did find it very difficult to give you the sweet ride that you're used to.
Yeah.
I didn't find it easy at all. Comfort-wise, well, my family Jules went to sleep, to be honest with you, within 50 miles.
My bum cheeks have.
And yet a GT is supposed to be a Grand Tourer, isn't it?
I wouldn't tour on that.
No.
And I've been to France on a Jitsi. I won't go on that.
So summing up then, to be honest with you, I think if you're looking at this type of bike, you need to come and test ride this one yourself. I think Teresa would agree with me on this. I don't think we'd spend our money on it, would we? No. So
A nice bike.
yeah, it's a nice looking bike. It's radical. I'm not sure I like the front end.
Maybe for one person, not a Pillion.
Yeah, it's got a bit more room than the GSXS, but to be honest, we had a GSXS1000, didn't we? And we had a very similar problem with that, although it didn't have a quick shifter on it. And to be perfectly honest with you, it didn't take us long to sell that. And maybe we were already down that road with this one. But yeah, look, that's our opinion. That's what we thought of it. Please go and test ride it yourselves. I'd like to really thank Two Wheel Centre again. Okay, I say thank you Two Wheel Centre for lending us the bike. Alright, well thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, press subscribe, press the bell to see future videos, and also just share it with your friends and everything. Let us know what you think yourselves. Take one out for a ride and tell me what you think of it. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.